8th grade over here, right? I know I've seen some of my old students. I used to teach next door at MATA. So it's an honor to be back to talk with you guys, just to have a short little conversation about your future and some things that can help you right now and in the future, okay? Real quick before we start. How many of you have started thinking about what you're going to do after high school? Just raise your hand. Raise your hand for me. Raise your hand. You started thinking what you're going to do after high school. All right. So, how many things can you do after high school? Just show me with your fingers. If there's only 1 thing, 2 things, 4 things, 8 things. How many things can you do after high school? 6, 7. That's actually pretty close. You're actually on the point. Show me with your fingers. All right. There's 6 things you can do after high school for the rest of your life. There's only 6 things you can do. All right. Raise your hand if you got one of them. Raise your hand. You can get a regular job. What else? You can go to college. You can, I consider that you can either do that in college or you can, that's like getting a job, essentially, because you're going to get paid for that. What else? What else can you do? What else can you do? 6 things after high school. You got 2. There's 4 more. Yeah. I can hear you. Very good. You can join the military. So we got join the military, get a regular job, or go to college. What else can you do? What does Elon Musk do? He has his own. So you can start your own business. What else? What if you want to do something, but you want to have a professional job, but you don't want to go to college? Huh? Technical training, trade school. All right, so you got 5. There's 1 more thing you can do. What's the last thing you can do after high school? Say it. Huh? In a way, yes. Say it again. If you gamble all of your money on rent, where will you be? Homeless, or on your mom's couch. That's it, huh? But if you said lose your money, not make money. Yeah, if you gamble all your money away, you're not gonna have anything, right? So you're gonna be back here. Huh? You're gonna win? Talk to me in 5 years. We'll see about that, okay? There are a lot of people who want to gamble, right? I get it. But the main thing is this. There's only 6 things you can do after high school, folks. Only 6 things. You can go to college. You can get a regular job. You can go to technical trade school. You can start a business. You can sleep on your mom's couch, or you can join the military. That's it. All right? So now you got to start asking yourself these questions. What do I like? What am I good at? What am I passionate about? What do I like? What do I not like? Okay? If you start asking yourself those questions, you start to get a clearer picture of who you are and what your purpose is. Does anyone know what a purpose is? What's your purpose? What's a purpose? I like that. Your reason for waking up, right? I love that. So, one thing real quick before we get started. If you know you're going to sit next to someone that you're going to talk to, go ahead and move now. Because he's smart. He's responsible. That's why. I appreciate you, Anderson. So, here's the thing. We are coming here out of the goodness of our hearts. Festus and I both went to A-Leaf schools. We both grew up in A-Leaf, right? I taught in A-Leaf. This was my way of giving back. We don't have to be here. Understand that. We don't have to be here. But we chose to be here because we want to help you. We see ourselves in you. So I don't want you to take what we're doing here for granted. It's more than a little sheet of paper that you're filling out. You understand what I'm trying to say? This is about your future. Listen to me when I say this. There are people in this world who make money off of you not being successful. Did you hear what I just said? There are people in this world who make money, big money, off of you not being successful. Ooh, another one didn't go find their purpose. More money for me. Ooh, another one in jail. More money for me. You know what I said? You know, by the third grade, there are statistics, math, there's maths that tell people how many of y'all are going to be in prison by the third grade. They can figure it out. They just look at your test scores. They look at your test scores. They look at you as a young man and they say, oh yeah. They look at where you live. They look at your zip code. And there you know if you're going to be in jail. Under federal? Federal. Well, these are stats. These are just stats, right? So it's really important to figure out your purpose or your calling. The sooner you figure out your purpose, the sooner you figure out your calling, the quicker you'll be able to find the resources that are around you, things that are here to help you, and the sooner you'll be able to take a plan and execute on that plan. Does that make sense? Make sense, everyone? Thumbs up? Make sense? All right. So, go ahead. All right, so today we're going to talk about defining your success through being, knowing, and doing. Being. Your being. What are your values? What's important to you? What do you like? What do you not like? Who are you? Are you funny? Are you goofy? Are you emotional? It's okay. I can be emotional at times. Are you mature? Are you immature? Knowing. Where are your resources? As I mentioned before, where are your resources and how do you get access to those things around you? Who are those resources? Who are those people that you trust that you can get that information from? And doing. How do I take this plan and how do I execute my plan with success? Okay? We're going to talk about what grit is. We're going to talk about how to turn obstacles into pedestals. We're going to talk about understanding opportunity. We're going to talk about the options that you have after graduation. What's one thing you can do after high school? Get a job. What's one thing you can do after high school? Start what? You can start a family. But what you got to have before you start a family? You got to have a job, baby. You got to have a job. Oh, right? What's one thing you can do after high school? Go to college. What's one thing you can do after high school? Join the military. Good. Next one. All right, so this is me. Don't laugh, all right? That's how I used to look when I was younger, okay? All right, very quick. Go ahead. That's Festus. Festus and I have been friends for a very long time, all right? When we were freshmen at Elsick High School, thank you so much. When we were freshmen at Elsick High School, raise your hand if you know, if you've heard of Elsick. It's the best one, right? His mother passed away. Freshman year. And so I still remember coming in the cafeteria first day after, and I saw him sitting there. I didn't know what to think. He lost his mom. Right? It's crazy. By the time he was a junior, he lost his father. So I just want y'all to think about that. Think about not having your mother and your father during high school. Easy or hard? Hard, right? Struggled a lot. He was basically an orphan while he was in high school. So he was on his own. He had to fend for himself. I remember senior year, he had his own apartment. Senior year of high school, he had his own apartment with his brother. Ended up doing one of those 6 things. Which one? Look at him. Which one do you think he did? Well, dang, you did a couple of those things. You started a business. You got
everything except lay on the couch.
He did. Say it again.
Everything except lay on the couch.
Everything except lay on the couch. He did. Join the army. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. So in that process, you have to figure out a lot about himself. It was a struggle. He struggled a lot, right? But once he found his calling, it was different. Everything just moved perfectly for him. I'll tell you a little bit about my story. My parents told me when I was in high school, you got to go to college. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got to college, but I went. I went to school. got a degree in finance because someone told me you can make a lot of money working in finance. You think I like my job? I didn't. I did not like my job. I ended up in accounting. You think I like my job? No. I sat in an office for 8 hours a day. I absolutely hated it. My boss didn't like me. I didn't like my boss. I was cool with it. But I got laid off. You know what it means to get laid off? It's not getting fired, okay? Yeah, it's taking a break. Hey, no. In a way, it is, right? Company can't afford to pay you no more. So they got to start looking for people to let go. I got let go. But in that process, I went through a lot. I struggled with a lot of alcoholism. I struggled with drug abuse. I didn't know what to do, right? But I eventually found my calling. My calling was as a teacher. People have been telling me about it. You should be a teacher. You should be a teacher. I didn't want to do it because all my teachers always looked bored. They always looked defeated. They had coffee breath. I hated it. I didn't want to be a teacher. But the moment I started working with students, it became a different type of drug. It was addictive. I loved it. I loved working with kids. I loved helping them. I loved it when kids didn't know something and then we learned about it together and they figured it out. I found my calling, right? After a couple of years in the classroom, I developed my purpose a little bit more, and I figured out that my purpose in life is helping and leading people towards success. And that helps me in what I do right now, okay? And so I'm not saying that to say, hey, look at me, look at us. I'm saying that because I was in the same seat that you're in. Festus was in the same seat that you're in. We were really fortunate to have people who came and talked to us and told us about how to find your purpose, how to find your calling, how to know your being, you know, and you do, all right? So this is a framework. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of feng shui. Ever heard of feng shui or yin and yang? All right, good. This is along the same lines of Taoism, right? This is called the Ikigai. Ikigai is a really simple method to kind of find your true happiness, okay? What you do is, for some of y'all have a sheet here. Did y'all get you want to take one? It's a cool little thing to look at, and when you look at it, it'll help you figure out your true happiness, all right? 4 circles. First one, what you love. What do you love? What do you love? What do you love to do? Yeah.
Speed up a little bit.
Gotcha. You like to draw, play games? What do you love to do? What do you love? Play games? Hang out with friends. So everything you love goes in this first circle. What does the world need? Everything that you think the world needs. Does the world need more peace? Does the world need less gas? Does the world need more? You name it. Okay. The world needs more oil. Okay. You sound like a future executive. I like where your head's at. What does the world need? On the bottom, I want you to think about things that make you money. You're not being greedy. You need money to survive, correct? So think about jobs that you can do that make you money, that pay you money. And then I want you to think about everything that you're good at, okay? Think about everything that you're good at. You don't have to fill it out now. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time so we can do it together, all right? So in between, all eyes up here. I said it earlier, if you're sitting next to someone you know you're going to talk to, you should probably move. All right. So in between what you love and what the world needs, you'll find your mission. Okay? This is the thing that every day you wake up, you're looking forward to meeting that mission. In between what the world needs and things that can pay you money, that's where you'll find your vocation. Not a vacation, a vocation. A vocation is a calling, something that you're pulled to, something that no matter what happens, you're always getting pulled in this direction. That's your vocation. In between what you're good at, the skills that you have, and things that pay you money, that's where you'll find your profession, right? Your profession is another way of saying your job or your career, okay? And in between what you're good at and what you love, that's where you'll find your passion, okay? So as you see, as you start filling things out here, of what you love, what the world needs, things that pay you money, things that you're good at, you'll start to see some parallels. You'll start to see some things that repeat itself. Pay attention to those things. And you don't have to have all the answers right now. The person that you are today, are you going to be that person 3 weeks from now? I mean, for the most part, yes, but you're going to hopefully know more than you did 3 weeks ago, right? So as you change, some of these things are going to change. You're going to find new skills that you're good at. You're going to find something new that the world needs. You're going to find something new that you love. You're going to find something new that makes you money, legally, right? This guy's like, yeah. All right, next one. All righty, now we get to the meat of it. Being, knowing, doing. Simply put, being, that's your values. Those are your values. Those are your principles. Those are your characteristics. What's the difference between, what do y'all watch? Y'all watch Demon Slayer or what's y'all think? All right, who are the two main characters in Demon Slayer? You said what? What's the name? Okay, what's the difference between the two of them? Okay, what's the differences? So what? How do they act? How does the boy act? He's protective over her, so he's very protective. Okay, what else? Okay, so sometimes she can't control him. Okay, what else? Oh, she can't control. So she's like hot-headed. She got a temper. She's kind of crazy. Okay. So, do you see how those two individuals have two different characteristics about them? Just like they have two different characteristics, each and every single one of y'all have different characteristics. Yes, sir. Oh, each one of y'all have different characteristics. You have different values. You have things that you have things that are more important to you than other people. There are some of you that are very, very loyal. You're a very good friend. There are some of you that are very good job at keeping secrets. Some of you are very disciplined. Every day, you're drinking water. You're doing your push-ups. You're going outside. You're doing your little jog. I don't know how y'all work out these days. Hopefully, it's the same way we work out. Some of y'all are very honest. Right? What are your principles? What are the things that make you who you are, that make you uniquely you? Family, absolutely, very important. All right, that's what you think about when you think about your being. Now I want you to think about your knowing. Your knowing talks about resources. Where are the things around you that can help you in finding your purpose? Where are the things around you that can help you in executing a goal? Who are these resources? What's the closest resource in this school right now that you can use to help you? Your teacher. One of the biggest issues I had when I was growing up is I was like, man, this teacher don't understand me. This teacher don't, man, they're just annoying. They're just always in my way. They're always talking. They're always telling me I'm doing something wrong. Take a step back and ask yourself, what am I doing that's creating this? Raise your hand if you've actually had a conversation with your teacher about, I'm sorry I keep doing this. What can I do to make this better? Raise your hand if you've had that conversation with your teacher. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. For the most part, most teachers that are in a school are in a school because they love working with kids. I hate to break it to you. They're not just here for a paycheck. Trust me. Your teachers are not just here for a paycheck. You know how I know? Because they don't get paid what they deserve. They could easily be doing anything else. But they come here every day because they care about you. What do you say? It's because you're kids. That's why I like coming to work. I like to see my kids. Okay, so lastly, doing. Doing is how you take who you are, what you know, and come up with a plan to execute. So we call it executing with excellence. So whatever plan you have, when you figure out what your values, what your characteristics, what your principles are, when you figure out where the resources are around you, the people, the places, the things that can help you, you put that all together and you come up with a plan to execute. Okay? So in between who you are and what you know, that's where you find your relationships. In between who you are and what you know, that's where you find your relationships. That's where you find your friends. That's where you find those people that you have something in common, right? You're both honest. You click. Raise your hand when you get to school. There's a person that you just clicked with. Early childhood relationship, right? In between what you know and what you do, that's where you find your academia skills. Raise your hand if you like to draw. Very good. Would you join the debate club? It's where you, it's like where you argue, kind of like, you know how in the court, the lawyer is here and the lawyer's here, and they're going back and forth. My client didn't do this. My client, no, your client didn't do it. They're arguing. Would you do that if you like art? You wouldn't do it unless you like debate. So whatever you like to do, join the clubs, take the classes, meet the people, talk to the teachers that do the thing you like to do. Is that hard? I don't think so, right? In between what you do and who you are, that's where you're going to find your passion and your purpose. This is the reason for waking up every day. This is the reason for waking up every day. A lot of y'all still don't know your purpose. A lot of y'all still get told that you're not going to amount to anything. A lot of you still get talked down to. I hate to break it to you. Every single person that I'm looking at has a purpose. Every single one of y'all has a purpose. There's a reason you're here. There's some problem. There's something that makes you super angry. That's your purpose. That's your calling. There's something that you're very, very passionate about. That's your calling. Feed into it a little bit more. Don't be afraid of it. If you never see us again, remember that. Find your purpose. Find the reason why you were brought here. You weren't just brought here to be student number 126982. Y'all still put your number in when y'all get your lunch? Yeah. No? Oh, you scan it? You scan it? That's your ID number, but you're much more than that, okay? What? All right. Being, values, characteristics, principles. Knowing what resources are around you and how do I get access to them. Doing, executing your plan and your process with excellence. Okay? All right, so real quick, we're going to talk about what it looks like when people try to go to college. Everyone thinks when they try to go to college and make a decision, it's very simple. Oh, I think I'm going to go to this college and I'm going to do that. Oh, I think I'm going to not go to college and it looks like this. Next. This is what it really looks like. It's a lot more, there's a lot more to it. Right? There's so many other details that come into it. So would you rather start looking at this now or in 4 or 5 years? You would rather start looking at 4 or 5 years?
No, now.
All right, let me ask you this question. Would you rather start building a house now or in 4 or 5 years? If you have all the materials right now. Do y'all have all the materials? No, to find your purpose in your calling. Yes, you have all the materials. You know how I know? You got to start. You're holding the sheet right now. Go. All right, so remember, we talked about it. You got 6 things to do after high school. College, community college, tech, trade school. You can join the military. You can work. You can start a business, or you can stay at home on your mom's couch. All right? So you need to choose the option that's best fitting for you. Like I said before, y'all may never see us again. Find your purpose and the rest will follow. Okay? That makes sense?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
All right, this is what I want y'all to do real quick for me. Please do us a favor. This is not cheap. I know it seems like a regular sheet of paper, but it's very powerful. Whatever you do with this, please put it in a safe place and go back and look at it. Okay? Go ahead and turn to that sheet that has the 3 circles. Being, knowing, and doing. Does everyone see that? Does everyone have a pencil? Does everyone have a pencil? Raise your hand if you do not have a pencil. Don't have a pencil? You got them? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. All right. Being. There's a circle that says being. You don't have to do it now, but whenever you get home, I want you to think about the things that are important to you. What are my values? What do I value? For instance, for me, sir, don't do that with me, my boy. Is that gum? What is that? I'm just being honest. So, think about your values, your principles, your characteristics, the things that are important to you. Knowing. You have a library, you have teachers, you have counselors, you have principals, you have cousins and aunts, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters. Raise your hand if you've been to the Alias Community Center. One of my favorite places, great resources. Take advantage, start using those resources that are around you. Doing. How are you going to execute your plan with excellence? What is it you want to do? If you're confused, can I give you some advice? Just pick something. Just pick something. Pick something you're good at and invest some time into it. Okay? So, real quick, if you read at the bottom, there's a little paragraph I want y'all to fill out. It starts off by saying, I want to be a blank or work in blank field. Just go ahead and write. Whatever you think. I don't care if it's a plumber. I don't care if it's an artist. What are you good at? See, this is, okay, I love this. This is my favorite part of middle schoolers. Write something. 6 7. 6 7. I'm malfunctioning. I don't know what to do. Think about what you're good at. Think about what you like. And write something in. Whatever you write now is not going to be the thing that you do forever. It's a start. Yes, sir. Comedian. Write it down. Okay. Sir, what are you good at? What's your favorite subject? Don't say lunch. Okay. What do you like about eating? You like coaching? You like teaching? You like my? You got which one? Good. Everyone got something in there? Does everyone have something in there? Okay. I want to be a blank or work in blank field. I'm walking around to make sure you got something in there. Absolutely. All right. I will be blank. So whatever you chose, for instance, if you said, I want to be a teacher or work in the education field, you're going to put, I will be a teacher by, how will I become a teacher? Going to school and getting a degree and passing the test to become a teacher. If you want to become a plumber, how are you going to become a plumber? You can study, or you can work under a plumber and learn the skills to be a plumber. If you want to, raise your hand if you want to be a plumber. Is there anyone who wants to be a plumber? Okay, good. Can you start right now trying to become a plumber? Absolutely. If you wanted to be a plumber, what's the first place you would go to? Or what's one of the first places you could go to? Hold on. I like the answers. I want him to answer. No, the young man want to be a plumber. Where's the first place you could go? YouTube. Just go to YouTube, right? All right. So, I want to be a blank or work in the blank field. I will be a blank by being, doing, or working with whoever. When I have done, and after done, you're going to put the schooling, or if you work as an intern, or like a fellowship to become like a trade, if you want to work in a trade. So trading is like construction, HVAC is like ACs and stuff like that, mechanic, all of those things. Things that don't necessarily require a degree, they require a license or a certification. Yes, sir? Welder, same thing with welding, absolutely, yes, sir. Right? When you have done welding school, so sir, after done, you'll put welding school, right? When you have done welding school, I will check to make sure I am on the right track. If you wanted to become a welder, sir, and this is for everyone, for whatever role or career you put for yourself. If you want to become a welder, how are you going to make sure you're on the right track? Let's do some group thinking. How are you going to check to make sure you're on the right track? Okay, going to school for it. What else? Think about being, knowing, and doing, like we talked about.
How to be successful. And the guy says, you really don't want to be successful. He says, yes, you do. Yes, I do. He said, okay, I want you to meet me tomorrow at the beach. Okay, so they go to the beach. Okay, the guy says, do you want to be successful? He says, yes, I do. I want to be successful. He says, okay, I want you to walk out into the water. Okay, so he walks out into the water. Guy goes out into the water, the guru comes, and he pushes his head down underneath the water. Okay? He's pushing his head down underneath the water. He's pushing his head down underneath the water. Guy's ripping, grasping. Let me go, let me go, let me go. He comes out of the water. He says, until you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll be successful. You understand that? So it can't just be like, oh, I want to be successful, but I want to play video games too. I want to be successful, but I want to, skip class. I want to be successful, but I like hanging out with my girlfriends too. You see what I'm saying? So you have to really crystallize why you want to be successful. And this is why a vision is important, okay? So we're going to find out how to get a vision, okay? So between what the world needs and what you can get paid for is what's called your vocation, okay? So if I want to be an athlete, okay, and I'm saying, man, I want to be an athlete, and they're paying athletes, they're doing NIL deals. Who know what an NIL deal is? Oh, y'all got to do some research. They're paying in college now. Y'all got to find a sponsorship. Branded by Adidas, Reebok. Okay. So if I know I want to be an athlete, I got to see who's paying for athletes, right? I got to start looking in that direction, okay? So while you're here in school, you have tools and resources, okay? In order for you to be successful, you have to want to do it as bad as you want to breathe, right? So if I want to graduate from college, it doesn't matter what is standing in my way or who's saying I can't. And I'm not saying college is the only option. There's a lot of options, okay? There's a lot of options, and we're going to talk about how you can find the right one for you. So for your being, the first three things you need is your values, your character, and your principles. Values are what you cherish. We had some earlier. We said family, right? Principles are maxims or information that you can then stand on to help you accomplish that value or help you live out that value, okay? So if I say, hey, family is important to me, then a principle is I'm going to look out for my brother. Does that make sense? So characters, we're not just talking about moral character. We're talking about what animates you, what wakes you up in the morning, okay? Who watched Phineas and Ferb? Okay. Who watched Powerpuff Girls? Okay. Who watched Game of Thrones? Okay. What makes each of those characters distinct? What makes them different? The personality, right? The personality is what makes them distinct. What's that? The characteristics, okay? But the thing is, we have to find out what drives us on the inside. Some of you get in fights for no reason. You don't even know why you get in fights. That's because somebody touched something on the inside. That's called being triggered, right? And we got to get a hold of those feelings. We got to get a hold of those emotions so that we can be successful. Because sometimes you can get sidetracked when you're triggered about something, okay? So let's talk about knowing in that circle. What resources are available and how do you use them? Okay? You come into the school. There's a library here. Who knows where the books on careers are in this library? They took most of it out. Okay. Somebody said back there?
It's over to you.
Young man, right here. Did you go back there? Yes, sir. They used to sit back there. So where they at now? So then where can you find out about careers? Online? Okay, cool. I like where we're going. Where online? That's close. Almost Google search anything. I'm gonna give you a gem right here. Okay, you ready? Write this down if you want to be successful. If you don't worry about it, right? Because we already said earlier, if you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So if you say yes to what I'm telling you to do, okay, you're saying no to ignorance. www.bls.gov/OOH. www.bls.gov/OOH. That is the Occupational Outlook Handbook. It'll tell you everything you need to know about just about any career. Okay? So just because you have a resource, right, doesn't mean you know how to use it. Okay, you can have a can opener, but not know which way to use the can opener. So this is where it's very important that you start to build relationships, okay, that tell you what to do. Give me 1 second. That tell you what to do, okay? Some of you want to work in the healthcare field. Start to get to know people in the healthcare field. Some of you who say, I want to go to college. Start meeting people who want to go to college. Some of you want to go to trade school. Start meeting people who go to trade school. Ask your teachers, ask your counselors about what's available. Okay? Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yeah, hand raised. You sure you're good? Okay. All right. Okay. Gentlemen, quiet down. Okay. Just because you don't listen, other people do. Okay? All right, thank you. So, doing is about executing your plan and your process with excellence. Okay? Doing is about executing your plan and your process with excellence. So what does that mean? Let's break it down real quick, okay? I might not have the same resources as my man right here, okay? So he has some different resources than me, okay? So what he can do and what I can do is different based on what we have. Will we agree with that? Okay? So the thing is, my plan is going to be a little bit different than his plan, but I still have my own plan. You see what I'm saying? And so when some of your friends are making decisions, okay, you need to follow your own planned decisions. You need to be able to say, nah, that's not for me. We still homies, but that's not for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, some of y'all, that's going to save your lives. I went through a lot of hardship. One of my good friends, we was out here hustling. Okay, we had a little hustle that we was doing. He got 5 years in prison. And if I kept going with him, I would have been in the same place. Okay? So, we're going to start wrapping up here in a second. Okay, so a lot of times people think this is what it looks like to have a strategy. I'm either going to go to college or I'm not going to go to college. This is what people think it looks like. Okay? I'm going to show you what it actually looks like. This is what it actually looks like. Because there's different options for after you graduate from high school. Okay? And so we're going to walk through those options, and then we're going to give you guys a personal mission statement. Okay? So here are your options. Okay? You can either go to college, you can go to community college or trade school, go to the military, you can go to work, you can start a business, or you can stay at home on your mom's couch. And trust me, that last option, that couch is going to get real uncomfortable the longer you stay there. Okay? So, let's dive into what are our education options. Okay? The first level, the first rung is to get certified or get a license. Okay? The next level is to get what's called an associate degree. Usually get those at technical or community college. Technical school or community college. The next level is a bachelor's degree. Now some of the community colleges are giving you bachelor's too, so that's phenomenal. It's going to save a lot of money. The next level is a master's, and the final level is a doctorate, okay? You can be a doctor at a bunch of different things. And this is me. I was a cute young man, right? So this is the part that's deeply personal. This is my family, okay? My mom passed away when I was in middle school, and my dad passed away when I was in high school. So I was an orphan when I was some of you your age. Who's 14 in here? Okay, that's when I lost my mom. When I was 16, I lost my dad. Okay? So do you think that limits your options? It could. It could if you let it. It could if you let it. If I told you I started a business and my business made some pretty good money last year, would you believe me? I could come here in the middle of the day and talk to y'all, right? I'm kind of my own boss, okay? Because here I go graduating from college, okay? So about 11 years after they passed away, I graduated from college. So a lot of times, our success in life is determined by how we perceive things and what we're willing to say yes to. My parents were big on education. That was one of the values that they taught us as a family. And I continue to say yes to education. And that helped me move forward in life. As a matter of fact, oh man, I almost cried. So this is Christine, my little sister. She was in the I think she was in the 2nd grade when my mom passed. This is Vicky, my other little sister. I think she was in the 4th grade. And so she's a nurse, he's a firefighter, and I'm an entrepreneur. And so I'm telling you guys, no matter what obstacles you go through in life, if you have a good head on your shoulders, you surround yourself with the right people, you can be successful. Okay? All right. Enough with the emotions. All right, here we go. Okay? So I'm going to teach you 2 methods to be able to find your own purpose, your own passion. Do y'all want to know that? Okay? I'm going to teach you 2 different methods. Okay? So the first method is the Ikigai. So if you look at the sheet that's in front of you, we're going to look at the one with the 4 circles. Okay? 4 circles. Did somebody say yes to math today? Can you count the 4 circles? All right? Okay? So we're going to start at the top. Okay? What you love. So the Ikigai is a Japanese principle from Taoism to help you find your purpose. Okay? If you start with what you love, okay, this is something that you're encouraged by, something you're motivated to do, right? Do you think you can get paid for that? Okay? So she says she wanted to be a physician or doctor or an athlete, right? Can you get paid for both of those? Which one's going to pay you more? Which one's going to pay you longer? Ooh. 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 That's spicy, isn't it? We getting a little spicy in here? Okay? So just because you love something doesn't mean that you're going to get paid for it. Okay? You could love to run all day, but if everybody beats you in a race, nobody's going to pay to see you lose a race. Okay? So this is where you have to really start putting in your work ethic, right? So between what you love and what the world needs is your mission, okay? So you have to find a deep purpose to be an athlete for, okay? It can't just be, I just like to run, I want to run. You got to run for a reason. Does that make sense? The deeper your reason for whatever it is you're going to do, it's more than likely you're going to accomplish that thing. After my parents passed away, my personal mission was to help take care of my sisters. So that means I could not fail. I could not fail. Because if I failed, it wasn't going to happen. Does that make sense? And so when you have a personal mission, okay, it helps drive you. What I want you to do on that sheet right there, it says my mission. I want you to put down one word, just one word that you can think about that can be a mission for you.